Hi, I'm Milton Rendell, CEO of the Real Estate Plus Group, and I've got my good friend Dan the Man from Plus Lanes here to have a chat about one of my favourite topics, first home buyers. Being a father of 4 kids, and my oldest recently just entered into the wonderful world of ownership of property, and I've got 3 kids to go. We went through the whole exercise of first home buyers and the grants, etc. So I thought maybe that might be the topic for today.
Sounds good.
All right, so this is certainly something I think a few people, young ones, are nervous about. Probably, maybe they don't understand how it all works. So maybe if we can break it down. So what sort of grants are available currently to first home buyers? What are the government giveaways at the moment?
Okay, good question, Milton. So what happens is when you're a first home buyer,
Yep.
if you're eligible to get the grant,
Yep.
if you're purchasing an established property,
Yep.
at $430,000 or less,
Yes.
you pay 0 stamp duty.
Cool.
Between $430,000 and $530,000, you get a discount on the stamp duty.
Okay.
Above $530,000, there is no discount.
Okay. So probably the assessment is if you've got a really good income, they probably think it doesn't warrant it. So that'd be understandable, but
Yeah.
certainly I would think most people are first home buyers are under $500,000 anyway.
Yes,
So,
usually.
and that can get you into a lot of suburbs. So,
Yeah.
you know, in particular where we are located in Midland, you can probably buy half the town. So, it's there's a fair bit out there. In terms of new home buys, so if I'm to buy, say, a brand new unit that no one's occupied or whatever, then certainly they can get something back.
Differences.
Some differences there. So there's another $10,000 they can get from the government because it's a new construct.
Exactly. If you buy something that's brand new or hasn't been lived in, you're eligible potentially for the $10,000 grant,
Wow.
as well as the stamp duty exception.
So you're a mile ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, a guy like me, if I go and buy something today with no stamp duty, I'm not getting 10 grand back, etc. And people go, oh, that's okay for you, Milton. But the reality is it's a step up. It's certainly something I didn't have when I first started. So, you know, it helps them in the beginning, and particularly if to get the 10,000 back, it obviously helps with curtains and furniture.
Definitely.
And maybe in the first couple of repayments.
And just a side note to that is when you are going for the $10,000 grant, you're actually eligible for it if you are building the property yourself,
Okay.
or
okay.
if you purchase something
So
that's already been built.
So
that's
areas
brand
like,
new.
yes, areas like Caversham and Ellenbrook, obviously there's a lot of construction through
Yeah,
those
there's
areas.
townhouses in Forestville you could be looking at.
Yeah,
perhaps.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, having said that, I think we did 3 deals down that pathway.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of equity, I mean, what do first home buyers have to have? I mean, if I had cash, I won lotto, I'd obviously pay cash, but I know that some are having problems with finding the initial equity or the initial deposits. Remember, recently we did a deal, and that was actually in Forestville, where parents went guarantors. Are we seeing more of that?
There's been a huge increase in guarantor loans in
Okay.
recent times. The minimum, as a general rule, the minimum deposit that the customer requires is 5%.
Okay.
And that's across 99% of lenders. There is an exception. Keystart, being a government lender, will accept a 2% deposit.
And Keystart's a great product. I mean,
Yeah.
it gets people started, and I think the government, because it's only for the state of WA.
That's right.
So we're unique in that. So thank the state government. It's something that's been in our play for a long, long time. And I think a lot of people start on the Keystart, and as things progress and they build up their equity, they tend to step it. Then they go out to probably the big 4 and things later when they build up their equity. Is that right?
Exactly.
Yep. So great starting point. So you can get your 10 grand back. He's got no stamp duty. You can, in certain circumstances, you can get it in as low as 2% deposits. 2%.
Yeah. And of that 2%, only half, 1%,
But-
has to be genuine savings.
Oh, wow.
Meaning it has to sit in a bank account for at least 3 months.
So it's pretty flexible. The opportunity is there, but I think there's a bit of fear out there at the moment. And to be honest, it's not because I've been a real estate agent for 29 years. I'm talking as a parent now. Probably not been a better time to actually step forward and doing it. I mean, I would say, you know, to first-time buyers out there, you've got a great platform to go and have a look at, or a great stage to go and have a look at, because later on, I mean, when the market improves and everything improves, it's certainly, I mean, you'll go back into it, but you may be paying a premium at the time. So we should be taking advantage of the current interest rates. We agree with that?
Definitely.
Take advantage of the current policies of the governments, because these things can change in the long term.
The low prices.
The low prices. So for the first-time buyers out there, it's up to you guys, and actually, but as a parent, I'd be saying, have a look at it and have a thought and talk to Dan the Man. at Plus Loans on 9274 6200.